और सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में, मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी, और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी, ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया।
Good afternoon, friends. A very warm welcome to our Business Opportunity Over Chai. And the special edition Business Opportunity Over Chai will help you to understand the greatest business opportunity that we Franchise India specially brings for you. Business Opportunity Over Chai presented by management team of Franchise India, Mr. Gaurav Maria, Chairman at Franchise India Group, and Ms. Sonia Chaudhary, MD at Franchise India Brands Limited. Every day, 12 o'clock, we launch a new brand to explore new business opportunities. Today, we have invited a great brand called Careerunway XLNC. Careerunway is a counseling and assistant platform for different age groups focused on domestic education and professional certification programs, including guidance on international education. To know more about this business opportunity, we have invited the entire team of XLNC. Mr. Aryan, he's a CEO of XLNC, Netra, Managing Director, Ian, Marketing Manager, and Ibrahim, Business Development Manager from the team. But before I inviting the team of Excellency, I would like to invite Ms. Sonia Chaudhary on this platform. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi, friends. A very good morning to all of you. I also welcome the entire panel members who have come from the team Excellency, and also all our friends who have joined to watch this webinar today. And friends, Excellency Technology is a consulting firm, and they come with nearly 2 decades of experience in the entire process automation, business process improvement, and also technology. And they have a big, I would say, penetration already in cities like Bombay. And they're looking at partnering with like-minded people in very specific locations, which is primarily outside Bombay, which includes cities like Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, and Pune. And I will also request, friends, if you have any questions on the business model, you can use the Q&A box to write your queries. We'll be more than happy to address that all live. And if you come with any relevant experience which you want to share, I'll request you to put your experience also in the Q&A box. We'll take all your questions as we conclude the presentation. And I'll also request now the team of Excellency to maybe start with giving a little introduction about their business, how they started, and maybe setting a perspective. So who would be leading from the team?
Am I audible?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, Sonia, for the quick introduction. I'll request somebody to put on the presentation so that I can give a quick walkthrough of what we've done in Excellence so far. So Excellence as a brand is across multiple business opportunities. We have a main or our largest brand called Excellence Technologies, which caters through our academy or our learning verticals of Excellence Academy, as well as Career Runway. Now, the slide that we're showing you right now shows you the opportunity that lies in the Indian market, right? We have a coverage across each of these opportunities, talking about professional certifications, academic education, as well as overseas studies. And overseas studies has picked up significant traction post the COVID pandemic. Moving on to the next slide. In the year 2016, that's when I started off Excellence Academy. Okay, it started with something that is my specialization, Lean Six Sigma. Okay, to now where we are, where we have close to around 35 to 85 odd programs in instructor-led as well as self-paced modules. Okay, so we have content. Go to the next slide, please. Samarth, can I request you to go to the next slide, please?
Is it not moving? Sorry, which slide are we on?
We see the Great Indian Opportunity slide. If you can move on to the next slide. Okay, I think maybe we can take it on from here. The presentation, slide 7 onwards, Samarth, you can manage it as a representative of Franchise India. You can stop presenting. Yeah. Maybe you give Ibrahim the presentation rights. Just bear with us for a moment, guys. Okay, our platform pretty much covers multiple lines of business and multiple demands across the market. We have an extensive mix of education solutions, learning solutions, which include your career counseling, which includes overseas studies, which includes opportunities for teachers to become career counselors. Our courses and our programs, as well as our technology, all are very well recognized, okay, with certifications and accreditations. We have trained over 50,000 odd students. We have a partner network of resellers for our Career Runway platform pan-India. Okay, and we've sold pretty much across the globe in terms of our instructor-led online training programs. And we've kept this quite affordable. So we are probably one of the most competitive provider when it comes to professional certification programs. Move to the next slide. There seems to be a lag. The network seems to be a little slow with the number of people that we have online. So like I was saying some time back, I started Excellence Academy in 2016 with the vision that we are going to be one of the largest providers of quality training for professionals, for working professionals, providing people opportunities, working professionals opportunities to gain certifications that are recognized in the market and help them grow in their career opportunity or in their career paths. We've also over the years created opportunities for teachers to become career counselors. Okay, so we pretty much diversified from Excellence Academy to Career Runway with another brand that is in the making. Excellence Academy, the brand Excellence Academy is primarily focused on working professionals. The programs are around quality management, where an individual in the line of quality can go into becoming a Lean Six Sigma yellow belt, green belt, do a Prince 2, which is a project management standard as per the UK government. We also have PMPs. There's a gamut of IT courses that we've introduced, including the latest demand of RPA, robotic process automation, blockchain. The latest that we're going to be adding over the next couple of months talks about integration of AI platforms or robotic platforms with ChatGPT. Okay, these are all the programs that we will be training, or we are training, and we will be continuously adding to XLNC Academy. The trainings are available pretty much in an online instructor-led module as well as with a self-paced module. The offline centers are in the growth phase right now. This is what we are looking for our partners. This is what exactly we're looking for partners, where we have regional presence and we start reaching out to students quite locally, thus creating a pool of intelligent, I would say, fifth generation of revolution on IT, where people are enabled on the latest technologies. Going on to the next, we talk about a little bit about our brand on career counseling. I think this is a very critical aspect when it comes to individuals who have to make a career choice, whether they are through their journeys in the 8th, 9th, 10th, or somebody who is through halfway through their career. So there we have our brand called Careerunway, which bases psychometric proven assessments, helps an individual select what is the best career choice. So it helps you predict the right career choice. Now, for an individual, especially for students, their best guides are their teachers and their parents. So to ensure that these individuals are enabled, we have introduced certification programs for parents and for teachers called the Certified Career Planning Guru, where we train these individuals to go ahead and conduct counseling basis the assessment conducted, as well as the child's persona, and guide the child to take the right career choice. There's an extended version to this. The extended version focuses on helping students gain admission right from their post-10th through their graduation and post-graduation programs. And this is an overseas program. So we've tied up, we've aggregated with over 20,000 universities, and we are across medical, management, engineering program, where we help students get admissions abroad. Okay, right through preparing of SOPs, helping them select the right career choices, visas, even accommodation as and when they settle in. And most of these visas, okay, come with PSW, which is just post-study work. And that's what individuals look for. It is not only education, but it's about how do I go abroad and start working. So this is a good way for individuals to get an assured path to move abroad, gain a career, start working out there, and possibly over a period of time look for citizenship. So Career Guru talks about two lines of business. One is career counseling, where we have direct AI-based assessments for kids and individuals seeking counseling or selection of career. We have certification programs for parents, teachers on the Career Planning Guru, as well as the overseas studies, where we provide certification on Certified International Planning Guru. These certifications help individuals guide the student through the entire process of overseas studies. Pretty much all the back-end work is done by Excellence and our team. Okay. So I hope there is sufficient clarity around Excellence Academy and Careerunway, and pretty much across the overseas and career counseling vertical. I think this slides give us a higher level gist of the three brands or the three lines of businesses across the two brands. Move on to the next. I think Samarth, I think this slide onwards, you should be taking it on. And I will be there for any questions you might have.
Sure. Thank you so much, Aryan. Friends, it's a very good opportunity, as we were just going through the screen as well as we were seeing, and Aryan rightfully mentioned, it's a evolving business and an evolving market that we are seeing. And especially when we talk about the EdTech segment and the online segment, the education which is there that we are seeing. It's a very good market. The scope in India is one of the biggest markets that we see in the globe, especially when we talk about India as a EdTech market, where more than there are millions of students going through, and the courses and the certifications is the need of the hour. And people post K-12, something where they are getting involved in a $30 billion market expected to be reaching in the next 5 to 10 years that we are seeing from a 3.5 billion market. What we are also seeing as an evolving market and a scope is more and more people are actually spending money to get these courses, get those certification, which is the need of the hour, also not only for their career development and also as their skill development as well. What we also seen is a very healthy blend of both online and offline learning, which is there as long-term courses, something that through the careers and the counseling centers that we can incorporate, along with other certification programs for people who want to have online education as well in India. What we're also seeing in the slides coming ahead is the professional demand in the market. So there is a rise in the demand in professional market as well, where we see that online market is expected to reach almost 8.6 billion as a scope, and the skill development as well, which is almost 10.4 billion in the expected by next 25 to 10 years, which are seeing. It's a very good opportunity. So it's not the opportunity that we bring with us as an overall strategy is not only the certification, the courses, and other technology aspects which are there, but also the career counseling and the opportunities, not only domestically, but also now what we see is a very good opportunity overseas to counsel the students who want to study in foreign universities, especially with the expected spend on foreign universities and international education to be almost 100 billion in the next 3 to 5 years. Where we are also seeing, as per the previous trends that was there, where US, Canada, and UK and other markets used to be one of the dominating markets in the globe. What we are also seeing is there are emerging destinations coming up, especially like New Zealand, France, Ireland, and Italy as well, which has become a choice for the students to go and pursue different courses and opportunities. What we also see as a healthy trend, about 1.3 million students currently study on overseas and expected to reach almost 2 million by 2025. So it's a very healthy and the growing market. And there is a very large demand, not only with your professional counseling and the courses, but also to study abroad, how they can successfully make that journey, have that transition in their careers, and be easily available. So that is something where XLNC also helps us. The potential students, and also serves as a good opportunity for the partners as well. What we're seeing as an overall sustainability, as we are seeing in the market, it's a very large market with professional learning market growing at 10% and EdTech almost 20% CAGR. So it's a very healthy double-digit growth that we are seeing. So we serve as a growing large service mix as well, as Aryan rightfully mentioned. There are different courses, there are different structures that we are seeing at different age groups through your career counseling, overseas studies that we are able to talk about, plus also providing them end-to-end support. So both our partners, or unit partners, or our area partners, both the counselors, we give end-to-end support for all our partnerships. What we also see is a one-stop destination, as rightfully mentioned, multiple courses, state-of-the-art curriculum, which is there, both short, medium, long-term, to cater to different demands of the students and the professionals which are there. And we also see a very low investment. What our emphasis is to provide that quality education or quality support, or the counseling which is there, and the overall setup is low to moderate that we see. However, we see a very high and good return overall as a structure. There are many thousands of certified students already, and it's been running successfully over a period of time. And what we also see is different revenue streams for our partners. So it's not stagnant or dependent upon only one type of course or one element. We have multiple revenue sources for our partners with different commissions and different rates, which are there to make it as lucrative and a good opportunity to be into this education industry, which is there. Overall, we have tie-ups and strategic alliances as well for different kind of payment solutions, and also the financings of courses wherever required. Our approach through successful operations so far, what we're also targeting is 60 plus centers in the next 1 or 2 years. And we are targeting top 50 cities or metros, tier 1 and 2 cities, with the goal to have more than 200 odd centers pan India in the next 3 to 5 years. So it's a good, healthy to our centers and the models that we'll see both our counseling center and the guidance centers, how we are able to have the different awareness and the brand presentation in these top cities. These are also a few of the top key cities where people are going abroad studying, as well as they also want certification and acceptability in the market as well. The ideal partner profiles for us would have not only the perseverance to have that and the financial bandwidth usually that they need, but we are also looking at partners who are more active and more into the industry, the education industry. They want to grow in this industry, have their own business, but we also have the opportunity with the training and the support that the brand would be providing all the partners with, is to have young entrepreneurs or corporate employees also who want to get into the education industry, tech industry, and have their own business. We're also looking at partners who have good corporate connections, because we have offerings for B2B and other educational and coaching academies as well, who can look into it. There is an opportunity for the partners to have a larger scale of area or influence. So they need to have those connects where they see a area franchisee or a city franchisee that we're looking into. Plus also we are seeing independent counselors or the trainers who want to become part of our brand, which is XLNC. So these could be very good sources where they have been working independently. Now they want to become business owners, have their own business, grow themselves, as well as work together with XLNC growth. We are also looking at maybe coaching academies and other educational academies where we can have strategic tie-ups. So it serves as a value add for them and XLNC as well to have these associations. And yes, as I mentioned, passion about the industry, background industry, the education is something, one of the evolving industries or the sectors that we can see is what we are also looking forward to. So the different system flows, as we'll go one by one on all these flows as we are seeing. First, we also have our area master franchisees. Area master franchisee, right, is with the partners who get specific areas where they are in charge of developing the overall platform through different franchisees and the centers, plus also tying up with educational universities. They are in charge of their areas and the development in the area. They get exclusivity for their specific regions, and they're in charge of working and operations of all these unit franchises in their areas. We can have, they need to have the local connect, which is very important, plus also the knowledge and the technical know-how to open and have those technology software. So it's a more comprehensive solution that we are looking into with the area master franchisees, and which we can further discuss if anybody is interested with one-on-one discussions with the brand as well. What we are also looking into is comprehensive centers. One of the opportunities for our partners is both your online and offline aspects. It's 1,000 square feet area that we're looking into, which would be mapped under the XLNC or the area master franchisee once it's created. The different opportunities that we have, which the investor would be getting, is all the certification, all the programs, which is offline instructor-led programs through the XLNC Academy concept, plus also the certification and the courses which are available for everybody would be provided as one of the revenue streams for our partners. Another revenue stream would be the career counseling or the overseas education support and guidance that we're trying to provide. That would also be available for our partners. So as a comprehensive center, all the solutions available for a partner, both online and offline, plus the Careerunway platform, where we are doing the counseling domestically and international education, one of the crucial aspects for us. The roles and responsibility ideally for them would be to have these offline classes, plus also have the online business development activities that has to be done in their local market overall strategy. What we also encourage you to do as a promotional exercise in the local areas in your cities to have different marketing initiatives, while the brand would be supporting at a central level and throughout the strategy at India level to get that brand pull towards the centers in the respective cities. What we're also seeing is online classes. After you're saying online courses would be there. Plus, we're also in charge of handling the offline learning aspects for the students and the working professionals. All the admin and operational tasks would also be handled by our partners which are there. What we are seeing, as we mentioned, domestic students, students who are planning on international studies, and working professionals would have these sessions with them. Plus also the day-to-day operations, the staff maintenance and accounting and other solutions would be as a responsibility for our partner. The brand would be giving the curriculum, they'll give you the solutions, they'll give you the support, they'll have the technology support also, we'll see in the coming slide. The second option also that we have is a guidance center. A guidance center and the markets that we're looking, as we mentioned, tier 1 and 2 and your metro cities which are there. This could also be one of the investors who have the opportunity, who want to get into the education and the counseling space, especially with the partners who are having experience, which was also helpful for counseling and other activities. These partners have to set up a small office of 300 square feet that will give the visibility and brand awareness in the market for our partners and for the students to come and walk in and have the counseling session. It's more focused towards your counseling activities rather than your offline coaching, which is in your comprehensive centers that we saw previously. All the international students, the domestic students, all the support and the certifications as well, which are needed, would be provided. Yes, the partners would also have access to make the walk-in students or the professionals register to the online courses of the XLNC Academy as well. So key revenue opportunities with a low setup cost and investment for our partners would be your career counseling and your overseas educational support, which is there, along with registrations for online XLNC Academy certification program, which is there. There, as mentioned in the comprehensive center as well, the local marketing and business development activities is something that the franchise partner would be handling, while the brand would be supporting them with different central marketing activities, brand pull events, and other activities, which is there. So day-to-day hygiene, day-to-day operation as a franchise-owned, franchise-operated would be borne by the partners, while the brand will be handling all the curriculums, all the support, technology support, as well as online courses and other trends which are there in the market, doing the R&D as well for all the partners. What we're seeing as an overall aspect is excellency placing a lot of importance on the franchise happiness. And as an integral network, what we're looking at, national level marketing, as we were talking about, different kind of promotional events, that registration exhibitions, wherever possible, getting this brand pull through social media, through a website, through different activities, so our partners get that traction apart from the local marketing that they do. Different kind of strategic alliances and partnership with universities and others wherever possible, or your banking or financial needs wherever it is required, so that our partner does not face any kind of challenges while providing the services to the students and the working professionals as well. What we are also looking into is a comprehensive training program where the partner and the staff would be trained by excellency before they start their operations, and so that they are comfortable with the model, the services, and how we need to execute the courses and the different activities which we are doing. And they'll be also be trained thoroughly through the centers and other models, offline and online hybrid approach that we can take, so that there are no challenges and regular support would be provided to all our partners as well. What we're also looking at as an overall operational or guidelines for our partners to follow, so that they can refer to it wherever possible to streamline all the activities across our partner network. What we'll also be doing is we have an R&D lab where we keep up to date with the latest trend, latest changes happening, and latest demand which is there in the market, so that we are on track and also ahead of the competition. As and when the different courses, different technology developments happen, it is available for all the partners at the real-time basis. What we're also seeing is a course which is globally recognized, have the international standards for our certification and other courses and the programs, so that it gives a value add and upskillment for our working professionals and students who want to study as well. The comprehensive technology, ERP software, central server, network, real-time tracking, billing support, accounting support, everything would be there through the software provided to each and every partners, so they don't have to have separate bookkeeping and account keeping, and they can easily track it online through the central server as well. So every partner would have these access and the support and continuous R&D that would be provided by the excellency team to all our partners. Looking at the financials as well, what we're looking into is your counseling centers, where area requirement is about 300 square feet. Learning center is about 1,000 to 1,200 square feet that we're looking into. Overall investment for counseling is about 5 lakh rupees, and for a learning center, 22 to 24 lakh rupees. The franchise fee is about 3 lakh for a smaller setup and 8 lakh rupees for a learning center. The revenue shares would be, as in the brand would be giving more details when we have our one-on-one discussion with the investors. They can come, sit with the team and have a better understanding as to the structure. Just to give a perspective, there are different B2B courses. About 30% commission would be provided to the partners for the courses, where the support and execution and everything would be done by the company, and they'll get the referral and the B2B activities, the business development that they've done. Also for the different courses and the career counseling as well, the support, 40 to 60% is something that our partners could expect out of the overall structure and the fee structure as a revenue source for each and every partner. ROI is a very healthy ROI, and the payback that we are seeing about 8 to 9 months for our counseling centers, and about 8 months for our learning centers, with different multiple revenue opportunity, both direct to the customer plus also the business to business activities. Agreement period would be 5 years for the partners, and it would have different clauses and different discussions. Once we sit on the discussion, we can go, the team would be happy to walk you through the different clauses of the clause which have the guidelines and other parameters as well. Over to you, Aryan, if you for more words and insight, if you want that, and over to you, Ms. Sonia, as well, to take it forward with the Q&A. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Samad. So friends, we'll ask questions on the entire business format. So I'll request everyone who has a question and you want these questions to be answered, you can put them in the Q&A box, and we'll take all these questions live. And just to quickly recap the opportunity. So there are three opportunities for a franchise partner. One is that for career counseling, the other is for overseas education and work, and third is professional skill enhancement. And there are two formats, rather two relationships, I would say, as far as a franchise is concerned. One is the area franchise model, and the other is a unit franchise model. And this is further segregated in two formats, where one could be a comprehensive center, a center which is 1,000 square feet, which will come with an investment of almost about 25 odd lakhs. And the other is a small center, which is a counseling center. And that would be with the investment of 5 lakhs with an area of 300 odd square feet. We also saw some revenue share that happens between the parent company and also the franchise partner, depending on the course one would take. So I'll request, first and foremost, Ibrahimji, if I see some hands also being raised. So friends, I'll request if you can put your questions in the box, and we would be able to take that up. And Ibrahimji, my first question would be a little bit on the competitive, landscape today. While the opportunity is very big, and there are many players also today in the market. And India, with the second largest population today in the world, we also have a big share of friends population, which is the young population increasing every day, which also means that the requirement for number of even school, colleges, professional institutions, skill development institutions would also increase. So Ibrahimji, you want to comment on this? Aryan, anybody from the team, friends from the team of XLNC, whosoever would want to take up the questions?
Sorry, I did not get the entire question. If you could repeat that once again, please.
A little bit on the competitive landscape, Ibrahim, if you want to answer that. The opportunity is great. If you want to maybe highlight the competitive landscape that we see in the country today.
So to be very honest, in terms of competitive landscape, what I would recommend is, or what I would like to give an example over here is that there are quite a lot of number of schools, spread across India. However, there is still scope for everybody to make business or generate revenue out here. So similarly, in terms of XLNC Academy, when you enter into an education industry or an EdTech industry, it's a non-recession industry, like everybody has experienced, where during lockdown as well, children were studying from home and things like that, but parents were entitled to pay the entire fees to the school. There was no discounts or cut down in fees and things like that. So it's a clear indication that education is something that is always people are going to need it to upskill and to do better things in life. And it's definitely one of the industries that people should invest in and make their future, I would say.
Just like to add over here, over the past 2-3 years, we would have seen, can you go on mute? We would have seen a significant impact of the pandemic and how careers have changed, how jobs have got redundant, how education has evolved. Okay, all our lines of business. Okay, all our lines, including career counseling, overseas studies, professional certification programs, all have seen significant growth during this. Because if you look at working professionals, there are jobs that have got redundant, and we are teaching people the next generation of skills: robotic process automation, AI, ML, blockchain. So this is something that is still not got into our educational system, and that is what Excellence Academy is touching upon. Okay. Now talking about career counseling, with careers changing, the direction and the option available for kids who are in their 8th, 9th, 10th is diversified significantly. And there are not many organizations that have that capability. There was an interesting statistics on the need for career counselors, and I can share that across a later stage. But there's a need for 5 million career counselors, where we are right now less than 2.5 lakhs pan India. Okay, so that's the difference. Okay, so we are touching upon careers and lives of individuals that are gaining value for the students, for the working professionals, and even for teachers. We are helping them get another line of revenue for them by giving them professional training and certification on how to help a child select the right career path. Okay, so that's in this stage, I think that's the biggest thing. And with India's growing population, and we heading to being top 10 economy in the next 3 years, as per Mr. Modi, as per our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, we are all heading in that direction. I think our lines of business will add significant impact to that. So hence, we have a significant competitive edge. I hope that answers your question, Sonia.
And just to maybe extend, today there are nearly 3 million odd students, who graduate every year, and almost everyone, would need a career guidance during that time. And this is where career counseling really helps these young students to choose a required profession. Now, understanding a little bit on the unit economics, we understand the overall investment. So if you can even explain typical offering that we have between our, two formats. We're talking about a counseling format. We're also talking about a comprehensive format. So typical, what offering are we giving in these two? Typical revenue fee structure that we have. And if you want to even share some kind of enrollment structure, what is that we have taken as an optimum level of capacity typical center should be able to enroll?
It's a pretty vast question. Okay, but I'll try to answer this. Okay. The career counseling centers are pretty much smaller centers where individuals can come, get career counseling, and also seek support on overseas studies. This is a one-on-one interaction between a student parent and the brand or the franchise partner. Okay. The revenue share on career counseling is around 50% for the assessment. For the franchise partner, what I'm saying, around 70 to 80% on their career counseling, and on the overseas studies part, that's a larger chunk of revenue that either gets paid out right up front or post the admission. If the colleges are paying for it, that could be in the range of 30% to 40% for the franchise partner.
Okay. Would you want to maybe explain with an example, typical somebody who comes for an enrollment, is there some kind of registration fee that he pays? What is that? And when he gets to the admission, typical what kind of fee, comes to the center or a franchisee, maybe with an example,
Sure.
if that can be illustrated.
Sure.
And if you're looking at number of, enrollments or counseling, ideally one such center should do, what is that ideal number we are looking or considering?
Sure, I'll do that. Whilst I touched upon the counseling center, I'll also touch upon the learning center. Learning center around 1,000 square feet would cater to at least 2 classrooms, and where there are IT training institutes. What we are doing is providing the next gen of IT training institutes. If you walk past any of the existing IT training institutes, you'll see there's a rush for basic education level. Okay, what we are doing is providing the next level. It's not about how do you learn to do .NET or Java. We are training you how do you merge that with AI and ML. Okay, so that's the difference. So we're looking at a capacity of at least 300 students being churned per day. So that's the kind of capacity that is there. Talking about the revenue share on the learning center, or sorry, on the counseling center, there are 3. When a student walks in for a career counseling, he pays for 2 parts. One is for the career counseling assessment, and one is for the career counseling itself. Typical market standard for a bundle is around 4,000 to 5,000 rupees. Okay, what we charge is around 1,250 per assessment. And since we would be continuously training the franchise partner, doing quality checks and all that, so the counseling assessment, we charge of around 2,500. And the proportions that I shared earlier gets distributed accordingly. So it is competitive in terms of what the market is offering, where against 5,000, we are charging around 3,500. And there is a significant share of around 50% on the assessment and 70% on the career counseling going to the franchise partner. So that talks about the career counseling. When it comes to overseas studies, there are various institutes. Okay, there are around 15,000 to 18,000 institutes across 22 odd countries that we provide support. We have a CMS, content management system, and CRM, where each franchise partner will be given access. So they'll get to see which are the training institute, which are the institutes across the various locations where the student can go. The student walks in, goes in first for a assessment. Okay, a system-based, AI-based assessment. That assessment will guide the child on which stream of education is required for him, which is most suitable for him, which country is most suitable for him, and also get a financial gauge considering revenues of the parents, and say, okay, these are the top countries and these are the top institutes you should look for. Now, at this stage, it's optional. I think that we'll decide with the franchise partner, do we charge a fee or not? Okay, but at the stage when the child has seen, okay, these are the 5 institutes I want, and 2 countries that I can apply, I want to go in for 1 country and 2 institutes. Okay, at that time we take a registration fee. Okay, and then the process starts. Post that, there are no fees involved. The fees come in once the admission process is complete, and in around 60% of the cases, we get paid from the colleges itself. So that goes into a revenue share, out of which we manage the franchise partner will only be collecting documents and being the face of it. The whole gamut of reworking of SOPs, standardizing documents, interacting with the institutes, getting the admission, getting the visa will be done by our back-end team. Okay, so around this, there are 30% of revenue share, which could be to the extent of up to 2 lakh to 5 lakh rupees on the training institute or the educational institute the student is going for. That portion of money, once it comes in post the admission, 30% of it will be going to the franchise partner.
Helpful. Okay. So we're talking about, friends, just to maybe reiterate, there are 3 revenue streams. We got 3 different courses which are there as an offering. One is your career course offering, which would have a counseling fee and also an assessment fee. And then we have overseas, which again comes with a brokerage, so to say, where the revenue, I would say, comes when the child has taken admission. And you also have the third, which is your professional services, which are offered. Now, amongst these 3, typically, if we have to look at the ideal size of a batch or typical number of students who are getting enrolled, how much would you say, if you look at maybe a monthly kind of a number, how much would you say would be idle enrollment happening in career counseling? How much would that be in terms of overseas? And typically, out of all the students who get registered for overseas education, if I say 100 people are getting registered, how many of them actually, what is that ratio of people getting admissions also in these schools?
Okay, career counseling and overseas education is not going to be something that is going to be triggered in volumes through the year. There are two for overseas studies. There are two intakes. So ideally, those are when the volumes come in. Okay. For career counseling, similarly, when there is just pre-exam time or post-exam time or pre-admission time, those are when the volumes hit the sky. Okay. However, the certification programs for local partners, we call them referral partners out here. We CICPG and CCPG certification program. That's pretty much a voluminous thing through the year, because teachers and individuals wanting to do this would be looking out for such opportunities through the year. Okay, so it becomes, for a franchise partner, it becomes a sub channel. To give you an example, if we sell a franchise in a region of Eastern Mumbai, per se, okay, they have an opportunity of building a further partner network at one level with the referral partnership through CCPGs and CICPG. These are individuals whom we certify as counselors. So we are not running with counselors on payroll. There are 2 or 3 counselors that will be doing trainings and quality checks, but that is the opportunity or the volume that is available through the year. In terms of professional certification programs, it's high volume through the year, except through Feb and March, considering appraisal cycles. Okay, these are the 2 periods when we see a dip of around 40-odd%. But the rest of the years, these are at peak because individuals are seeking growth opportunities and promotions happen through the year.
Great. And how long are these courses, especially when we talk about these professional courses? Typically, how long would they extend their short-term and long-term courses? And so that's one
question.
These are
certification programs. Okay, the IT certification programs go from 6 months to a year. The rest of them are pretty much covered within a month and a half to 3 months.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, however, the student has an opportunity to register for examination at their will. Okay, so we don't control that aspect.
Absolutely. Now, on an average, based on your own experience of running these centers, what would be an average, throughput maybe one center can actually bring, I'm talking both in terms of your counseling centers and also for the complete comprehensive center. So what is the average revenue one can expect from these centers after they reach an optimum level of performance?
I think they can, the ROI, we did a joint study along with the franchise India team. I think Samarth knows these numbers pretty well. And we've seen our revenues go up from the time we start each line of business and covering the cost in pretty much 3 to 4 months. Okay, and the volumes are pretty high, but I would say 100% recovery, including capex plus opex, within 9 months.
Helpful and great. Okay, Mr. Ibrahim, you want to add something? You mentioned we don't have an offline center. Great. So friends, we'll in fact share our coordinates in the chat box. You can reach out to us for any queries that you might have. And before we close, I'll request the team of Excellency to give any closing remark. RNG, you want to give any maybe message to everybody who's listening both live and on the webinar today? And for everybody else, our investors, we leave the details in the chat box. You can reach out to us and we're happy to connect virtually or physically for a one-to-one meeting to understand, I would say, more details on how the financials and unit economics for an outlet would work. Over to you.
Yeah, I'll give a quick closing statement. I think over the past 6 years, within Maharashtra, we've seen significant growth. As I mentioned at the start of it, we have 3 verticals. Excellence Technologies is the brand that hires individuals who get certified from Excellence Academy as IT professionals. Even the Excellence Technologies brand is out for franchise, but at a very high regional level. And the Franchise India team itself is working on it with us. Now, whilst we do this, what we are doing is we are creating careers, and we are giving opportunities for people to grow with us. Okay, we've seen individuals join us at a salary as low as 10,000, going to up to that would be 1,20,000 per annum, going up to 12 lakhs in 3 years. So that is the kind of career opportunities we as a brand have provided to individuals. In terms of our brand growth, we have clients across, I would say across the globe, as Excellence Technologies and Excellence Academy, having serviced educational institutes, logistic companies, IT companies, you name it, like Bajaj FinServ, you name XPO, you name IIFL, ZTV. We've done work, and our students have done work for all these individuals against under the brand of Excellence Technologies. We are at an investment of I would say around 65 lakhs at the start of the company to going to about 10 crores of annual revenue. That's the kind of growth we've seen. If we're limiting ourselves to our presence in Maharashtra, I think if we grow with partners across with similar mindset, with similar aggression and intelligence and entire nurture or demand, looking at the next gen requirement, we could pretty much grow this for each state at a 10x level. Okay, so looking forward to franchise partners who would be interested to take our brand and grow at a similar, maybe at a higher rate, because we are much more mature than what we were 6 years ago. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Aryan. And friends, we have shared our details in the chat box. You can take a note of that. And our teams at Franchise India would be happy to connect with everybody who has registered for the webinar today. And also, before I close, I'll request Harshika to kindly take over. And I'll also inform you, friends, we have an event which is happening at the end of the day from 7 to 8:30. This is Bharat Franchise Show. This is a series that we are conducting for the 9 days of Navratras. And these are companies which are coming today. And I'll request anybody who wants to be part of this can copy the link and get registered. And some of the companies include, and this is the category that we're doing today, includes your quick commerce brands and also convenience retail, which has brands like the New Shop, Zepto, Prime Fresh, Fair Shop, Viara Store, and the Happy Store. So these are the companies which are coming today for the webinar. Apart from that, we also have a very interesting webinar tomorrow, which is a company called Sassafras. This is a leading fashion retail brand, D2C brand, which is coming for the very first time, offering their franchise opportunity. A link of that has also been shared, and rather maybe I'll share that with everyone, and all of you can copy and register yourself. So you can see both the link, friends, in the chat box. And for any other questions, please feel free to come back to us. We have shared our email ID and also our contact details. Thank you so much for being with us. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.